Get ready for a windy and wet weekend, tracking lots of rain headed our way. I'll have your full forecast next.
Well, an old building is getting new life. We'll see the plans to turn the old Wonder Bread building into a Wonder Market. Plus, some local coffee shops are hoping a cup of joe will encourage victims of sexual assault to speak up. Well, this is just some of the damage after an early morning burglary inside a South Hill church. Someone caused thousands of dollars in damage here. Now, Spokane police are asking you to help identify whoever's responsible. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jane McCarthy. Mark is away tonight. KREM 2's Lindsay Nadrich went to the Bethel Church of the Nazarene today to hear about the impact of that vandalism and burglary.
When she came in, there was stuff thrown all over the place and stuff broken.
Jim Clifton, the senior pastor at Bethel Church of the Nazarene, said a daycare employee showed up at 5:30 this morning and found a giant mess.
So they broke a window to get in and then made themselves at home. They took some sausages out of the freezer, put them in the microwave, nuked them and ate them, ate some string cheese, drank some grape juice, and then started moving throughout the church, just throwing stuff around and breaking stuff. Our nursery, they tore doors off of hinges, and they stole our youth pastor's guitar. They ripped the urinal off the wall. They tore the drinking fountain off, and they broke a sink, and then took a gallon of milk and smashed it against a wall and got milk all over the place. So it was just a mess. They took some of our Easter decorations and just tossed them down the stairs. They took the goldfish, the little baked goldfish out of the nursery, and they were munching on those, and then took communion wafers and threw them all over the hallway and stuff. Yeah, it was just really weird.
A lot of the vandalism was weird, but could easily be cleaned up. The rest, though, will cost the church several $1,000s to fix. They'll also need to replace the stolen guitar, and whoever broke in also damaged gifts left for women in the church. And when Pastor Jim called to get the broken window fixed, he discovered they weren't the only ones hit last night.
We were calling the glass places, and they said last night a whole bunch of this happened. A couple of other churches, some businesses, some personal homes on the South Hill. So there's somebody out there, or a group of somebody's out there, and it is frustrating, you know, but you take it in stride like you do everything else too.
Taking things in stride is something the church is unfortunately getting used to. They were also burglarized a few weeks ago. While we were having service, someone came in the office door and came into my office, stole my keys. So we had to have all of the outside doors re-keyed, and it had my truck key on it, and the person broke into my truck and stole some things out of my truck as well. Police are now asking anyone with information about the break-in to call Crime Check. Pastor Jim says they're frustrated by what happened. And the ironic part, if the person had just asked for help, the church would have been happy to give them what they needed. We help people with food and gas and travel. Even sometimes lodging. We do it all the time. All they have to do is ask. I'm Lindsay Nadrich, KREM 2 News.
In other news, Spokane Valley Major Crimes detectives are asking for help from anyone with information about a recent armed robbery. This robbery happened the evening of March 28th at the tobacco shop called Peace of Mind in Spokane Valley. A store employee says two men went into the store as he was closing up for the night. According to that employee, one of the suspects had a knife and told him to get on the ground. The suspects reportedly bound the employee's hands and took the money from the cash register. Deputies say the suspects also got away with paraphernalia from a display case. Both men took off on foot. The employee was not hurt. He managed to get free and call 911. Deputies used a canine to search for the suspects, but they weren't able to find them. Both suspects are described as 6'2" with thin builds. The store employee says they were both wearing hooded sweatshirts, bandanas over their faces, and gloves. Anyone with information is urged to call Detective Darren Staley at the number on the bottom of your screen there, 509-477-3160. Well, officials in California have postponed the search for 3 kids missing after their family's SUV went off a cliff. The area is supposed to get heavy rain and wind, making the search difficult. The kids' parents, Sarah and Jennifer Hart, along with 3 of their adopted children, were killed last month when they drove off the cliff and crashed right into the ocean there. The sheriff's office believes it was intentional. 3 kids, though, are still missing, and officials say it's likely they were in the car, but they haven't ruled out the possibility that they were not. They also now say the parents were not wearing their seatbelts at the time. Before, officials said the parents were wearing seatbelts, but the kids were not. The search for the 3 missing children is expected to pick up again after this latest storm passes. Well, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We told you earlier this week how the city of Spokane picked up the Start by Believing campaign. The day marked the first Wednesday of every April. The city held a first-of-its-kind cupcake social event, launching the campaign locally, encouraging people to support victims when they come forward. And a group in Spokane is also doing its own thing to make sure victims feel empowered to come forward. KREM 2's Kira Elfallen has more on how Spaceman Coffee and other local shops are hoping to make a difference.
Yes, well, about 19 different local coffee shops and bakeries are serving up coffee this morning, but today they're serving it up with a sleeve that has this special message in honor of their Cup of Prevention movement, in hopes that this message will reach many across the community. According to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men in the U.S. experience sexual violence in their lifetime. Local businesses like Spaceman Coffee partnering with Lutheran Community Services Northwest for the Cup of Prevention movement. With each cup of coffee, customers will receive a sleeve with a message that says, "Your voice has power, use it to support survivors," since many fear coming forward, scared that they will not be believed.
The more people know about it, the more we talk about it, the more we give voice to it. The very best thing that we can do is to say, "I support you, I believe you, you can trust me, thank you for telling me this really difficult story." That's what we need.
I think it's something that everyone kind of knows about it, but they don't do anything about it. And so, yeah, even just having sleeves and having that thought in your head that, oh, I can actually do something to help this.
Lutheran Community Services Northwest saying this event only grows each year, with more local businesses getting involved, saying it just wants health, justice, and hope for survivors. If you are a victim of sexual violence, you can call the local or national hotline at the number on your screen. Lines are open 24 hours a day. Lutheran Community Services Northwest will also be having a First Friday event at their building on Sprague tonight at 5 o'clock. Survivors will showcase their art. There will be chalk art if the weather allows, and they will also encourage people to light up businesses or homes in teal in support of the cause. Now, Williams-Hooter also hopes that more people will feel comfortable to come forward and share their stories, and also share their stories with law enforcement so that they can create a safer community here in Spokane. Back to you.
Wow, pretty cool. So many coffee shops are getting involved. 19 different coffee shops and bakeries.
Amazing.
Very cool. All right, you are telling us that Saturday is going to be blustery.
Might be a great day for coffee.
Yeah.
Because we are looking, it's going to warm up a bit, but my gosh, it is going to get stormy. We could get our first spring real thunderstorms of the season rolling through. Right now you see all of the energy is down into Northern California and Southern Oregon over the next 12 hours. Mostly dry weather. A great Friday night to get out and about. As you can see, we'll even get a little clearing late tonight with a low with temperatures hitting 42 at 11 o'clock. We'll see overnight lows dropping down into the upper 30s. Tomorrow I'm looking for daytime highs of 52. It looks like when the strongest rain, the heaviest rain with the possibility of thunderstorms might be about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll see how that verifies. Lingering rain and wind into Sunday. Could see some sun breaks by the afternoon. We'll look for a daytime high of 54. And as we take a look at our 10-day forecast coming up in a little bit, we may actually even get into the 60s the early part of next week. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to that. And this is exciting. There's a big building overhaul in the works in downtown Spokane.
Yeah, so it would feature what they're calling a Wonder Market, a 12,000 square foot retail market with food and places to buy stuff. It used to be Wonder Bread, the Wonder Bread building, hence the name Wonder Market. So we posted this story on our Facebook page, and Roxanne says it will help Spokane grow. Jenna says she's glad the building won't be vacant anymore. And while some tenants have yet to move in, KREM 2's Dana Marie McNichol is showing us the plans.
Well, the developers of this property shared with me a sneak peek at what to expect for this historical transformation. Take a look.
The original Spokane Continental Bakery building dates back to 1909. It was the home of Wonder Bread and Hostess Cupcakes until 2000. Clearly, the brick walls and legacy was built to last because soon it will be alive and feeding people once again. Located just south of the Spokane Arena, this 112,000 square foot creative office building will feature a Wonder Market, a space for local food retailers and artisanal products to be sold. Two entrances of the first floor market can be found on both North Post and Lincoln Street. The Wonder Market is hoping to attract a diverse group and taste buds, marketing to not only Spokane area businesses, but also Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco eateries. The great location won't go to waste because you can take your food to the third level and eat on the rooftop patio with a view of the river and downtown. Above the market will house office space. The second floor will be 20,000 square feet, hopefully attracting tech companies, and the third floor will house more offices and a glass conference room overlooking the city. A parking garage with about 250 stalls on the north side of the block will service employees and the public.
Now, Wonder Spokane is still looking for tenants to call this place home, and the renovation is expected to wrap up just in time for summer. So reporting in the studio, I'm Dana Marie McNichol, KREM 2 News.